And what is up, everybody? I've made it perfectly clear that I'm a combat veteran, United States Marine Corps. I've made it clear that I am Christian, and the fact that I am ultra conservative. Now, um, as far as what we've been through with the war on terrorism, I supported 110% from 9/11 to to the day President Obama decided to pull everybody out. That I did not support. Um, Everybody's reason behind that, whether it be conspiracy theory for oil or anything like that. Because to think about it, Saddam Hussein was a psychopath. Did you really want him in charge of the world's oil? Even if it was for oil. Eddie Griffin tried to say that, oh yeah, they wasn't asking for freedom. They were sitting down chilling. They was just chilling. During Saddam Hussein's reign, an average death toll of 300 people a day were murdered. Okay, that doesn't sound like chilling to me. There were there were a lot of Saddam's generals and head officers that weren't down with what he was doing, but obviously they'd have lost their life if they had said anything different. Artists were only allowed to make statues of him. They weren't allowed to, express their own feelings. And to express feelings once he was captured, one artist took down a bunch of statues that he made of him in bronze, melted them all down, and made the statue of an American soldier grieving his friend, with a little Iraqi girl giving him flowers. Okay, that's how they felt. And to really drive the point home, that when the United States captured Saddam Hussein, the Iraqi people demanded he be returned to them, and tried. He was returned, he was tried, and they killed him. If that doesn't scream they wanted freedom, I don't know what does. However, this whole instance with ISIS, now with everything else that's going on, the fact that they're publicly killed American citizens and that the American government has done absolutely nothing about it, that is something for which we all should be ashamed. The fact that you're gonna sit back and, granted, I understand that the war in Iraq wasn't exactly, the timing wasn't very good, but it was something that needed to be done. It was something that needed to be done a long time ago. But even when Saddam Hussein publicly threatened to use chemical and nuclear weapons on the United States, Bill Clinton did nothing. And then the fact that he had it during Clinton's administration. Now, when Bush's administration comes in, all of a sudden they have no they have no weapons of mass destruction. If they had it during Clinton's time, they definitely had it during Bush's time. But of course, that's not gonna get Hollywood. That's not gonna get too many points in Hollywood. That's not gonna make you laugh on Saturday Night Live. Of course, Republicans have to get dogged. And this whole instance with ISIS, it's kind of like how it's like when I guess they were doing something against human trafficking and they had the celebrities holding up signs like "Give us our girls back." What? Honestly, that was the best you could think to do. Give us our girls back. You're gonna find out who these people were and find, and find some way of finding these girls. I mean, hell, they made the movie about it. the first Taken movie. These guys aren't necessarily too difficult to find. You know, if you just put a little bit more effort, and if you just put a little bit more effort into it, you could put a stop to a lot of it. And then back to ISIS. Like, why are we being shown up by the Jordanian king? I don't understand it. I mean, this man is, I'm assuming this man's a Muslim, and he's fed up with ISIS, and he's putting on a uniform. It's like he's going to war himself. Like he's actually stepping out on the field. Something Obama has never done. George W. Bush did it. First George Bush did it. Ronald Reagan did it. Teddy Roosevelt did. George Washington sure did. I think there's all but 2 American presidents that were not combat veterans. How can you trust a commander-in-chief, the man who's in charge of the most powerful military on planet Earth, if he's never served in the military? Just that amongst other things. As an American, as a combat veteran, I mean, I try to stay as political off my channel, but I'm seeing the posts over and over again of this Jordanian king, who I'm rooting for this guy, because unfortunately we're not stepping up to the plate anymore. We're not number one. We're not really number one anymore. This is the greatest nation on earth, but our leader says it's time we need to step back and let somebody else be number one. Are you out of your mind? Especially considering what other countries do to their citizens. It's ridiculous. Granted, there's a couple of things that we could adopt from them, but at the same time, why are they trying their damnedest to leave their country to come here? I mean, you open the borders to millions of immigrants, illegal immigrants, homeless veterans, all over Los Angeles, considering there's a lot of them that, served in San Diego and Camp Pendleton. And these guys are alcoholics, they're drug addicts now because they got used up. They got used up, and now they don't have a place to live. But you have illegal immigrants living in government housing or military installations. How does that work exactly? While you got people from Europe and from Africa and from Asia doing everything that they can to get everything that they need to get poor people, mind you, doing everything that they need to get the proper visas, to get everything that they need to be able to come to this country, but Mexicans can't. Latin Americans can't. I'm not against immigration. I'm against illegal immigration. You want to come to this country? Go right ahead. It's the greatest country in the world. There's ways you're supposed to do it. Do it that way. They'll have it be legal for you to work, instead of taking somebody else's job, instead of taking somebody else's benefits, somebody else's home. My niece, who's an American citizen, got kicked out of school because she didn't live in the area of the school. But guaranteed how many illegal child immigrants are in that school. My niece was kicked out. Does that sound fair to you people? I'm just saying. Things seriously need to change. And unfortunately, the only way to do it, not a popular answer, is prayer. Have a good night.